In Season 8 of the TV show Game of Thrones, Daenerys Targaryen, a longtime fan-favorite character, goes full Mad Queen and slaughters King's Landing. Many viewers felt this turn to be a bit too sudden and poorly developed, but many have theorized for years that Daenerys may do something like this in George R. R. Martin's book series as well. Daenerys in the books, however, is perhaps even more sympathetic and kind-hearted than in the show, going so far as to risk catching a deadly disease to feed refugees from the city she had previously liberated. So, how does this character, filled with compassion for the common people, end up turning into a potentially genocidal maniac in the books? Well, there's some setup for this as early as here. After Drogon carries her away from Meereen, Daenerys wanders the Dothraki Sea. Things are quite a bit rougher for her in the books. It was quiet on her sea. When the wind blew, the grass would sigh as the stalks brushed against each other, whispering in a tongue that only gods could understand. Now and again, the little stream would gurgle where it flowed around a stone. Mud squished between her toes. Insects buzzed around her. Lazy dragonflies and glistening green wasps and stinging midges almost too small to see. She swatted at them absently when they landed on her arms. Once she came upon a rat drinking from the stream, but it fled when she appeared, scurrying between the stalks to vanish in the high grass. Sometimes she heard birds singing. The sound made her belly rumble, but she had no nets to snare them with, and so far she had not come on any nests. Once I dreamed of flying, she thought, and now I've flown and dream of stealing eggs. That made her laugh. Men are mad and gods are madder, she told the grass, and the grass murmured its agreement. At one point, Dany stumbles across the ruins of a dwelling, which had long since been eroded away by the elements. The stone wall had endured better than the rest. Though it was nowhere more than 3 feet high, the angle where it met another lower wall still offered some shelter from the elements, and night was coming on fast. Dany wedged herself into that corner, making a nest of sorts by tearing up handfuls of the grass that grew around the ruins. She was very tired, and fresh blisters had appeared on both her feet, including a matched set upon her pinky toes. It must be from the way I walk, she thought, giggling. After eating some poison berries, she finds herself sickened and drained. Sunset found her squatting in the grass, groaning. Every stool was looser than the one before, and smelled fouler. By the time the moon came up, she was shitting brown water. The more she drank, the more she shat, but the more she shat, the thirstier she grew, and her thirst sent her crawling to the stream to suck up more water. When she closed her eyes at last, Dany did not know whether she would be strong enough to open them again. Upon falling asleep, Daenerys gets some pretty interesting fever dreams featuring characters from her past. "You could have had your crown," Dany told him. "My sun and stars would have won it for you, if only you had waited." "I waited long enough. I waited my whole life. I was their king, their rightful king. They laughed at me." "You should have stayed in Pentos with Magister Illyrio. Khal Drogo had to present me to the Dosh Khaleen, but you did not have to ride with us. That was your choice, your mistake." "Do you want to wake the dragon, you stupid little whore? Drogo's Khalasar was mine. I bought them from him, 100,000 screamers. I paid for them with your maidenhead." "You never understood. Dothraki do not buy and sell. They give gifts and receive them. If you had waited—" "I did wait. For my crown, for my throne, for you. All those years, and all I ever got was a pot of molten gold. Why did they give the dragon's eggs to you? They should have been mine. If I'd had a dragon, I would have taught the world the meaning of our words." Viserys began to laugh until his jaw fell away from his face, smoking, and blood and molten gold ran from his mouth. When she woke, gasping, her thighs were slick with blood. Now, the interesting part about this whole sequence is that once Daenerys awakens, she actually continues to hallucinate voices from her past, in this case, Jorah Mormont. "I am the blood of the dragon," she told the grass, aloud. "Once," the grass whispered back, "until you change your dragons in the dark." "Drogon killed a little girl. Her name... Dany could not recall the child's name. that made her so sad that she would have cried if all her tears had not been burned away. "I will never have a little girl. I was the mother of dragons." "Aye," the grass said, "but you turned against your children." Her belly was empty, her feet sore and blistered, and it seemed to her that the cramping had grown worse. Her guts were full of writhing snakes biting at her bowels. She scooped up a handful of mud and water in trembling hands. By midday, the water would be tepid, but in the chill of dawn it was almost cool and helped her to keep her eyes open. Marine was not her home, and never would be. It was a city of strange men with strange gods and stranger hair, of slavers wrapped in fringed tokars, where grace was earned through whoring, butchery was art, and dog was delicacy. Marine would always be the harpy city, and Daenerys could not be a harpy. "Never," said the grass, in the gruff tones of Jorah Mormont. "You were warned, your grace. Let this city be, I said. Your war is in Westeros. I told you." The voice was no more than a whisper, yet somehow Dany felt that he was walking just behind her. "My bear," she thought. "My old sweet bear who loved me and betrayed me." She had missed him so. She wanted to see his ugly face, to wrap her arms around him and press herself against his chest. But she knew that if she turned around, Ser Jorah would be gone. "I am dreaming," she said. "A waking dream, a walking dream. I'm alone and lost." "Lost because you lingered, in a place that you were never meant to be," murmured Ser Jorah, as softly as the wind. "Alone, because you sent me from your side." "You betrayed me. You informed on me for gold." "For home. Home was all I ever wanted." "And me. You wanted me." Dany had seen it in his eyes. "I did," the grass whispered, sadly. "You kissed me. I never said you could, but you did. You sold me to my enemies, but you meant it when you kissed me." "I gave you good counsel. Save your spears and swords for the 7 kingdoms, I told you. Leave Marine to the Meereenese and go west, I said. You would not listen." "I had to take Marine or see my children starve along the march." Dany could still see the trail of corpses she had left behind her crossing the red waste. It was not a sight she wished to see again. "I had to take Marine to feed my people." "You took Marine," he told her, "yet you still lingered." "To be a queen." "You are a queen," her bear said, "in Westeros." "It's such a long way," she complained. "I was tired, Jorah. I was weary of war. I wanted to rest, to laugh, to plant trees and see them grow. I'm only a young girl." "No, you are the blood of the dragon." The whispering was growing fainter, as if Ser Jorah were falling farther behind. "Dragons plant no trees. Remember that. Remember who you are, what you were made to be. Remember your words." "Fire and blood," Daenerys told the swaying grass. It's clear from this sequence that not only is Dany going a little cuckoo from her food poisoning, hunger, fatigue, dehydration, but also that she feels deeply alone. She regrets the loss of Jorah and misses him. At this point, she also feels that she's betrayed her children, the dragons, by locking them away, that she has failed Marine, and that Westeros is the only place she may ever find true happiness. Given all this, it's not a stretch to think that if Dany were to lose her remaining counselors, Daario, Barristan, Grey Worm, and Missandei, that she might just snap and ultimately take out her rage and helplessness and loneliness on innocent people. Especially when combined with the long-term consequences this stint of disease and dehydration may have on her psyche. What if Dany loses everything to get the Iron Throne and finds out that it doesn't lead to happiness for her? That the Iron Throne has left her feeling no less empty than before? Will there be a voice in the back of her head from now on, reminding her of the Targaryen words? Fire and blood? Only time will tell. Winds of Winter should be coming out soon, so I guess we'll find out. Thanks to my lovely Patreon supporters for helping to make this video possible. If you like this video, don't forget to smash that like button, and I am working on a Game of Thrones analysis video that goes into detail on where Game of Thrones went wrong and how we can prevent another Season 8 of Game of Thrones happening to another show we love. That video is coming soon, so be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to be notified of when that video drops. Thanks so much for watching.